You know what this is? It's not a movement, it's the only thing moving, huh? Dig that? Okay, oh yes, the war is coming. The gap keep growing with the wealthy and the slumming. So I use my mental riches for digits to keep them running till my chips come around. Yo, like a Funyun, bite down, get a taste of that Midwest flavor. While I'm at it, let Mr. Rogers just shout out to my neighbors. I ain't mention the journal when I say wake up, get paper. Not talking about Kobe when they mention a great lake.
Y'all ready to get this thing started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we back with another episode of Unlabeled the Podcast. I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. I got my good brother, Dante Owens, in the building. How you feeling this week, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good. Got me a good little Sunday nap in, so I'm ready.
That little Sunday nap is imperative. I wish I can get more of those. Also, got my good brother, Lamar Wilburn, in the building. How you feeling this week, brother?
This weekend, I'm feeling good, man.
Hey, they don't need to know our recording schedule, man. I'm saying this week because it's going out tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
He's all day.
We want to be authentic and genuine here. No,
our listeners savvy enough to know better though, so it's all good. I ain't tripping.
But no, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling full of joy. I'm feeling purpose driven, and I'm feeling motivated. Let's go.
Let's go. And I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams, if I didn't say that before. And, man, today we got a packed show for y'all. But first, man, let's get into this sports. Ladies, y'all can go run it high right now. Come back in about 10 minutes. But we first thing on
Have you seen how some of them built? No, they need to stay. There's a bunch of Joanna mans listening. We don't exclude anybody. Y'all need to stay.
His name is @AFreshBurner on Instagram. Y'all can send all y'all hate comments towards him. Do not direct that towards me. So, okay. But anyway, first, the NBA, they have a viewership problem. I call it a 3-point shooting pandemic or epidemic. They need to stop. The other day, the Hornets and the Bulls combined for 75 missed three-pointers. It was the most ever in NBA regulation history. Fellas, Lamar, I'll let you start, man. What are your thoughts on the abysmal 3-point shooting that's going on in the NBA today that's making the game hard to watch?
It's just like too much of a good thing is always bad. And we starting to see that from generation to generation, the entertainment portion of the game with all these 3-point shooting. And then when you don't hit, it sucks. So the Steph Currys, the Dame Lillards, or whoever, as much as they have revolutionized the game, it truly shows that, hey, they're set apart from these regular players. And it's just terrible when, you watch a game and you're not entertained, but also the 3-point shot is really you letting everybody off the hook. You're not making the other team play defense. And I think that's one of the things that people don't really get is like, hey, if I know Jerome finna come down and pull a 40-footer, I ain't really playing that much defense. So it just makes the game soft, in my opinion, overall, and unexciting, especially when you're breaking.
Yeah, I remember I was having a discussion with somebody recently, and I was telling them how much we miss the big power forward, the big centers banging in the paint, and they would say, "Oh well, man, with today's game, you don't need that because like it's a complete lack of post play," and it drives me absolutely insane that nobody gets down there in the post and get dirty, even on a cleanup. It's a few players that do it, but it drives me crazy. But speaking to your soft point, but Tay, what do you think about this terrible 3-point shooting and the lack of post play?
Yeah, I blame the organization and the analytics part of the game for that. As you start to find out towards the end of Carmelo Anthony's career, they wanted him to shoot threes or get layups. And I think teams need to start playing with a more sense of originality. Steph Curry plays a particular type of game. Dame Lillard plays a particular type of game. But trying to find the next Steph Curry or Dame Lillard, that just doesn't work. Like finding the next Jordan, Kobe. Like, no, just find what works for your unit. If you got 12 guys who all good at hitting 2-point shots or you throwing it down low and they banging, I think that's what's needed. And I think that's what's missing from the game. We need to see more teams playing their own original style of the game instead of trying to match what worked for someone else. And the NBA goes in fads and waves. So we get some big 7-footers down there banging again. You'll see everybody decide now we need 7-footers banging again. Well, no, maybe just a couple teams have that. Maybe some other teams play a whole different style of game. And I think that's what they need to try to go to instead of matching what the Warriors did or some of these other teams who shoot.
Bunch of copycats. And I agree 100% with that, because if you even look to the teams that win and have been winning, they always have a balance. If you look at the Nuggets and they have that dynasty, yeah, Joker can shoot threes, but don't get it twisted. He putting that 330-pound frame on people every play, and it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. He didn't. I mean, and all of them boys is long, and they play defense and everything. You got Michael Porter Jr. You had Aaron Gordon. They didn't play around, so it was good to watch that. It was a good mix of basketball, even though I hated them. It was because they used to do they was doing my Lakers bogus. That was the only reason I hated them, because I hate to see them cook my Lakers all the time. I hated to see them coming, man. But anyway, but that speaks to why isn't Kenny Lofton Jr. in the league, man? Like, Kenny Lofton Jr. is a mixed bag of all that. That boy is he grinds, and he plays a very good solid post game, and it drives me crazy that the league just does not get this kid a chance.
Yeah, no accountability in front offices, right? If they're saying he's not developed or something missing, like I said, it's that copycat league. They're trying to put guys in position to play like Steph Curry. Like, hey, let's be real. Like, we may never see that again. Let's find someone who can be great at what they do, instead of trying to put a square peg in a round hole. Yeah. So I think that's what's missing from the game. It's a lot of guys who even trapped in the G League who I think need to bump some of these veterans out of the league. You giving guys a spot who, like, all right, man, he can't even play 5 minutes a game. Man, get one of these rookies up here, man. Let's see them develop and get that time and come at it from a different approach.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's like Oliveira, I believe is the kid's name. That's plays for the South Bay Lakers. Like, he is nice. I don't understand why the hell they ain't giving him a chance. We got D'Lo out there pulling up 75-footers and airballing. Like, I don't understand it. Y'all familiar with Oliveira?
Yeah, and I think with that, though, we're prisoners of the moment, because if you put D'Lo on the South Bay Lakers, he probably has 65 points.
I agree.
So I think it's truly just levels, and it's hard to say, even when you think about Kenny Lofton Jr. Yeah, in college he looks good, but in the pros, if I got a guy who's your position that's going to be 6 inches taller and athletic, that slow, that footwork ain't gonna mean nothing when you can't get that shot off, and I can go get it.
Have you seen?
So I don't think it's relative.
Have you seen Kenny Lofton Jr. lately? He lost about 40 pounds. He chiseled now, and to your point, whenever he went up against Wemby, before Wemby got into the league, he was cooking Wemby. So he ain't slow. He a big body, but he ain't slow like that. I just don't think he had the opportunities presented to him, because we all know professional sports is about the opportunities presented to you. I just don't think he had the opportunities presented to him for him to shine.
Right. And Wemby, and this is the thing, my perspective on that is, no executive ever picked Wemby to be a stopper. You picked him because of the threat offensively he provides. Speaking to the threes, it's an offensive game. He'll still get you some blocks and rebounds because he's 8'11", but that's not the strength of his game. The strength of his game is he can stretch the floor, and you still got to shoot over somebody 8'11", but that's all a bonus from the defensive end because it's such a spread out 3-point shooting game. Now, I will say Lofton has improved, but again, you undersized and he's still not athletic. So although you've done the work to get your body right and you're skilled, we're talking about at that position, those guys are athletic and they going to get that ball. So the post, anybody playing in the paint, you have to be athletic unless your skill set is just surpasses the athleticism. Joker always being a good example of that. He can't jump over a quarter, but he's probably one of the most skilled high IQ players in in the league. But I do also agree with you what you said. I would like to see Lofton get an opportunity to see what he made of it because I liked him as a college player. I think he can go, but I do understand what I perceive to be why he hasn't gotten one.
Yeah, I just seen him in the G League cooking cats. I've seen him overseas cooking cats. I think he had a game with like 60-something points overseas. Like he's done the work. And speaking to your point, the skill set, he does have a skill set as well. I don't think he's just a big body that just like to muscle people around. And if we look at the guys in the league that are big bodies that just like to muscle people around, the Zions and whatnot, they're effective. Like I said, I just think you got to get these kids a shot. You got to, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I just think it's a lot of missed opportunities with that style of play. Same thing with not to cut you off.
And he scored 40 for don't get it twisted. He scored 40 in the league too. So yeah, I agree. He can get buckets.
That's what I'm saying. Same thing with DJ Burns. Another big skilled body. Can pass the ball like crazy. He was phenomenal in college. Ain't got his shot yet either. You know what I mean? Another big body that dropped all the way, trimmed up. DJ Burns is even as a facilitator. If you just throw DJ Burns at the top of the key, he a bucket. You know what I mean? So. I really hope that the league changes their mindset towards those type of players here soon.
I really wish we could gain. So when you follow like Shams and all of these other guys, I follow them a lot because I really be wanting to get like insight, and some stuff is never disclosed. But I'd be curious because if we can see this from the sidelines, these people are paid. This is business. The best product on the floor matters. Contracts, money, all these things. So it's like, what are y'all seeing or what's happening behind the scenes that's not affording these opportunities? You know what I mean? Because it's not as easy as like youth sports. Like, hey, I know the mama, like me and the mama dating, so the son play. Like it's people's jobs and livelihoods at stake in a sense all across the board. So like what's happening where our eye test, no, this guy is better or should play and don't. I'm super curious about that.
Yeah, I want to really touch on that because I'm going to say that I don't always believe that. There's a lot of politics in sports. You know, the NIL of college really exposed that. We starting to find out, man, there's some great coaches at all levels who never had the talent, but once they able to get some transfers and some seniors and some guys who played at other programs, and now they out there, doing well, like Mizzou beat #1 Kansas. They had a transfer, Mark Mitchell from Duke. Now he's at Mizzou where he was struggling at Duke. And I think the same thing happens at the pro level, right? Those relationships matter. So we seeing guys get pushed to the back burner who might really be better than another guy, but it's because they have a narrative or an investment in pushing the guy that's ahead of them. I don't think the league is necessarily a place where if you don't come in with the certain type of backing or relationships in place, you just can't show up at practice, outwork a guy and take his spot. And I think that's a huge part of the game that's missing. So when you were looking at it back in college days, like if you went to Duke, North Carolina, KU, some of them places like that, we might see a 5-star sitting on a bench and think, man, he just couldn't cut it in college. Right. But now with the NIL, this guy transfer to somewhere else and be able to play. And you're like, man, why was he not getting the minutes or only averaging 6 points over here when he goes to this school, averages 20? And so that same thing, I think, still happens in the league. And I've heard a lot of players discussing it on different podcasts, just talking about like, yeah, there ain't no way to earn those spots. Like Jerome mentioned, DJ Burns, Kenny Lofton Jr., Admiral Schofield. Like these are guys, man, that should have been on the floor. And I just think it's really about sometimes people that they got their own agenda, marketing, relationships, different things like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bronny James.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bron.
Hey man, speaking of Bron James, he dropped 30 the other day. He was hooping. So we
boy
seen him
almost died.
All right.
Almost died. The next game came back and laid the egg, but I'm still cheering for Bronny.
All right.
He was cooking that game.
Yeah. Hey man, if I almost died a year ago, I'm gonna have to see what my body can do before I give it my all. So
hey, ain't no listen, I'm an advocate. Ain't no almost. He did die.
Right.
He really did. So he the level that he's playing at, because none of them guys are scrubs. Let's not get it twisted. Like, it's super impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Bronny. Speaking of the James family, LeBron James has requested a leave from the Los Angeles Lakers for personal reasons. Why you laughing, man? Why you laughing? He gone, man. I think that trade request is about to come through. That's what I think he did for. What are y'all thoughts on LeBron James and his leave of absence from the Los Angeles Lakers? Lamar, since you giggling, go ahead. You got it.
It's hilarious, but my take is he getting old, he tired, he deserve it. He still want to win. He trying to figure it out. He trying to figure out, like you said, where can I possibly go? Because I do want to win. I'm still better than 83.6% of the league. So, man, he earned it, and it just a testament to, all men aren't created equal. And there's no such thing as fair unless we're talking about where they judge pigs. So I'm all about it. Take your time, King James. Find you a good trade. Rest them legs and them knees. And let's do a package for Bronny too. Let's get him back. He's showing a glimpse. Let's get him wherever we go.
Hey, Tay.
Maybe you just think them guys, man. I mean, he might got some personal things going on too, but maybe you just think those guys need some time to try to figure it out and develop a little bit, a few games without him. You might be in the way of some of them players' development when you got to adjust your game to fit around a LeBron and a AD at the same time. So when he comes back, they might be more confident, more established in what they're doing. It might give JJ a little bit more time to be established as a coach and figure out, all right, this is how I'm going to maneuver with this team. As far as him being traded to somewhere else, I still don't know where he fits. But, yeah, hey, he's King James, man. Take his time. Do what he need to do. Rest his body. Come back. He might average 25.
Right. And that's such a high level point. I gotta piggyback it because I've said that before and I've got crucified for it from people because they don't want to acknowledge how hard it is to play with LeBron James. LeBron James plays a specific type of basketball. Yes, he's a savant. Yes, he's a power point, right? But he holds the ball so much. We've seen all those guys who've been traded when they go to other places, they cook. You didn't know that they were that good. So I could see that where he's like, hey, I'm gonna step back so y'all can try and figure some stuff out because I ain't gonna be here forever. It's like watching it's like a dad watching his only son that made it. So hopefully it's some of that.
Yeah. Speaking of the players that cook when they get away from LeBron, I'm gonna pull up all the analytics because I think it's some cap on that just a little bit. Not saying that you lying. I just think it's you got a slight oversight. So for the next episode, I'm gonna pull up some analytics because it's a lot of players that LeBron have played with that as soon as he stopped playing with them, we didn't know where they went to. Sayonara, see you in Shanghai, fam. Let me
give you some context. Let's be specific.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the J.R. Smiths. We
Okay.
talking about from the Lakers, so I'm talking about Kuz. I'm talking about Caruso. I'm talking about Pope that went over to the Nuggets and won the ring and got shafted for an All-Star. I'm talking about that core of players. I'm talking about Lonzo. I'm talking about that core of players, not his whole career.
Okay.
I'm talking about in his older.
Okay,
his older,
but you got to remember, Caruso got a ring with him, like you know what I'm saying, and I think Caldwell Pope as well. So my whole
because LeBron was LeBron, not because they was cooking. They actually are like one
Caruso,
or two punches.
Bro. Caruso was hooping with the Lakers, bro. We're not doing that. And so was Caldwell Pope. They was hooping. I was mad when they traded him. Like, of course they wasn't scoring 30, 40, but they was hooping though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about. Cooking. Yeah, if you win a championship, your core players are hooping, bro. It's a team game,
right?
Absolutely, they hooping. I'm talking about actually cooking. And being like the 1 or 2 option. They won the 1 or 2 option with the Lakers.
That was the third option because you got LeBron and AD, Lamar, of course.
So who was the third option? Caruso or Pope? That's 4 people.
No. What I'm telling you is it's been both times, bro. Hold on, matter of fact, because you want
two things can't be true at once. Who's the third option?
Hold on, no. Let me get my point out because, like I said, I guarantee you, Caruso averaged at least 14 with the Lakers when he was with the Lakers. and Caldwell Pope probably averaged around 12 or 13 as a third, fourth option, bro. That's not bad with the Lakers with LeBron and AD on 18, and you won a championship is what I'm saying. So it's what I'm. The point I was making, because I didn't know what point you were arguing. You were talking about the players that played with LeBron that went off to cook. I'm saying the same. It's far and few between players who left LeBron and went and cooked. A lot of them cats we don't know fuck they are or don't know where they are now that left LeBron and that done played with LeBron even in his prime. That's all I'm saying. I think the statistics will show you that it's probably far more that went off to do nothing after LeBron than the people that actually had success after LeBron.
But that's a mute point because I ain't talking about all them people. I'm only talking about the Lakers.
I'm going off what you said, Negro.
That's why I gave you context because you talking about the J.R. Smith.
Oh, you gave me
context.
You gave me context, but that's what I said. I was just arguing the first point you made. Okay,
I could have played with LeBron in his prime and went to the finals.
All right, yeah, all right, okay.
Essentially, both of y'all right. You talk about Tristan Thompson, some of these other guys. Like, they didn't go off and do anything.
Right.
But the other part of it is we also seen like a Alex Caruso. We like, oh man, he's more skilled than we realized because he never had an opportunity to show those skills.
Exactly.
Caldwell Pope, those guys get to show a bigger portion of their game without him. Now, those guys that LeBron had on Cleveland and things like that, he was LeBron, he was doing everything. So he just needed some guys to not mess up.
Mm-hmm. And just for the record, your guarantee was off. Caruso averaged in that run. He averaged 4 in 2017-18 season. 18-19 season, he averaged 9. 19-20 season, he averaged 5. In 2021 season, he averaged 6. So he wasn't cooking, was my point.
Okay, so maybe my numbers off, but we had a quote as a Laker fan for Alex Caruso when he was with the Lakers. We call him the Caruso Show because he when them sparks, we knew he was that good. Like I said, we just didn't need him to be that. You know what I'm saying? But we need a little bit more from D'Lo at this point in this juncture, like I said. But he ain't showing none of that. Who was he with before? Was it Minnesota before he was with the Lakers? I can't remember the team. Yeah, Minnesota before he was with the Lakers. He ain't showing us none of that. Like I said, we didn't need Caruso to be the number 2 or 3 option. He was hooping though. At times when we needed him, he would show up. Just like Austin Reeves right now. You know what I mean? So like I said, my whole point is he had glimpses of his greatness. Same with Caldwell Pope. Look up Caldwell Pope numbers too while you at it, and then we can go on to our next topic. I want to know what Caldwell Pope was doing.
Should have brought D'Lo back anyway, man. After he did that to my boy Swaggy P.
No way.
You can't be a coach on the floor doing that, man. You lost the respect of everybody. I don't know how he made it back to the Lakers before Kuzma or somebody.
No, I have no clue. I can stand Kuzma, low basketball IQ, skilled below. I cannot stand those type of players with a low basketball IQ, but with all the skill in the world, they drive me nuts. But I know one thing. I know one fix for the NBA. I think what we need to go back to is we need to start making black families poor again. I think that's where we will start getting our good crop of NBA players from. Otherwise, all our NBA players is coming from the DR, man. I'm telling you. They're going right down there. We're going to have Lawan Jaime.
Jerome stands solely by himself with those comments about our community.
No, bro. Make black families poor again. That's the only way we're going to get great NBA players. All these middle-class black families trying to create NBA players. They might, man, I've been rich. I
right. A sweat. Man, I ain't finna get out here and sweat. Is you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying.
I might crease my sneakers.
No, we need to start getting players from below the poverty line, okay? NBA.
How much? It's like FISA. How much your parents make? You are not eligible.
You ain't not eligible. Because all these, and the reason I'm laughing about this is because all these players, man, you can tell a lot of them this wasn't their dream. They just got some training and was athletic and skilled, and then they don't have no heart. So they able to put the ball in the basket. They able to cross over, Euro step, that the X, Y, and Z, but they ain't got no heart and no hunger. But you see a player like Anthony Edwards, we know where he from. We see a player like Anthony Edwards, he get out there and get busy, and that's the difference, And we speak to LeBron's greatness. LeBron's from under the poverty line. He's the greatest player ever. So one of the greatest players ever. But did you pull up those numbers yet?
Yeah, I did. Caldwell Pope, He actually was closer to that, but
Mm-hmm.
Caldwell Pope, 18-19 season, he was at 11. 19-20, he was at 9.3.
Mm-hmm.
And
21.
2021, he was 9.7.
Okay.
When he got traded, all his numbers went up though.
Yeah, yeah.
Washington, he clocked in at 13 and a half. And then he was at about 11 with Denver until he went to Orlando.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, we seen glimpses of Caldwell Pope greatness
Oh yeah.
with the
For
Lakers.
sure.
I was like, this guy got a motor and he can go. So, but yeah, man, shout out to those ex LeBron players though. So, in other news, but it's sports related, sports adjacent, but it's more so messy. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy. He was awarded the Heisman Trophy the other day. And this is just to my only reason I want to bring that up is to my point is, hey brother, go ahead and get that prenup. Go ahead and get that prenup because it ain't looking good for you. Lamar brought it to my attention, which I wasn't aware because I didn't watch the award, the ceremony. But Coach Prime had to make his girlfriend stand up when he received the award. He was stepping off stage, walking to go give Coach Prime and his girl a hug, and Coach Prime had to tap her to make her stand up. Now, let me ask y'all. I know sometimes the lights are on, and you get lost in the moment. Do you think? I mean, everybody else stood up, fam. What are y'all optics on that? Why do y'all think she didn't stand up?
She young and she don't know no better, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think by default you got to go to that. Second, here's what I would encourage any man to do. We don't got to be reactionary to everything. Get a prenup because the reality is that a person can wake up, whether it be a year, 3 or 15, and not love you anymore and walk away and be entitled by law to have. Let's stick to the facts, right? It's a lot of dudes who love women that don't love them back. Most men love a woman that don't really love them back. So for me, as the last episode when we talked about this, I'm gonna teach my sons to protect yourself off the rip because you can the same way that they can see you run it up and get half. So again, we need to operate from a leverage standpoint of, hey, I'm doing this because I can, right? And it makes most sense versus this whole back and forth of what she after. Or, yeah, any girl at that age, girls liked us when we were, young for being popular. So what would change? So that don't mean they really didn't like you. So I think I wouldn't go in the weeds too much of it. We don't really know her, but either way, protect yourself. And I think a lot of that stuff can be contributed to. We're 40-year-old men looking at a child. She don't know. She don't even really know her role yet. So even in that, she needs to be taught, and he needs to learn. So
Yeah, I appreciated your grounded, mature answer, Lamar. But I hate to cut you off, but man, no, this is where you needed a grandma, an auntie, or somebody to twist her damn arm and say, "Stand your mother." Up.
They
Look,
wasn't there, but you're right. They wasn't
talk
there.
straight through their
Hey,
teeth. Nah,
you
bro.
know they telling her,
Nah,
girl,
bro.
you gonna mess it up for you, girl. You keep on playing. You better figure it out.
Yeah, bro. They already got a house together. All this, that, and third. These people are a couple for all intents and purposes. They dang near married. They got, you know what I mean. They are living together. Everything. No, stand your ass up, fam. It ain't that much young. The spotlight is on you. You see these moments coming up for your man. No, you have to represent, fam. That was beyond disrespectful. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like that actually like irritated me. Like, no, know your place. Know your place, fam. Like, we here because of me, not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are not the prize right now. Like, actually at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love you, and I'm going to treat you with all due respect, but fam, you are here because of me. Stand your up. And I'm just going to hold you. I ain't going to hold you. No, when them black mamas and black grandmas sitting behind her, twisted her arm, like, nah, girl, listen, you need to stand up. Somebody need to get in her ear ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Because she is continually embarrassing this man. And I know they see these vlogs. I know they see people like us on YouTube talking about him. At this point, nah, fam, no. I know it ain't no excuses for me no more. But Tay, I'll let you rock.
Man, I'm going to give her a little bit of a pass on this, just from this standpoint. She more than likely was trying to be humble and stay out the way a little bit, like it ain't her moment to shine. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, has the blueprint of how you're supposed to conduct yourself when your boyfriend win the Heisman. You know what I'm saying? That's an extraordinary circumstance. So I'm gonna give her the pass at that point. But to Lamar's point, yeah, get that prenup. Because at the end of the day, she making a business decision. And he out here trying to be romantic and be this knight in shining armor and stuff. And it really just speaks to the fact that young men need to be taught, man, a good woman is a prize, but a man that's worth something is the prize. You know, and that's where it really needs to come from, because we really not understanding, like, man, she could have some value to him that he can't really necessarily put into words. But on the other side of that, like, everything that's benefiting her life, from that YouTube channel to all of the different things they got going on, like, that comes from his status and all the hard work he done put in for years before he met her and the years since he's been with her. And um, she might even be experiencing this. We don't talk about this too often, man, but she might feel a sense of jealousy and maybe a little bit of even envy associated with the fact that, guess what? Everybody know him, wants a piece of his attention, you know, on all levels. And we're not just talking about people of the opposite sex, but just from a marketing, sports, interviews. You know, you get Travis Hunter on an interview, man, you're going to get some views. And so she might be feeling the weight of that. And that's something very, very drastic for a young girl to be dealing with. I ain't never been in that situation where all she had to do was do her hair and makeup, wear a pretty dress, and everybody turned their head at her. Now people walk right past her to recognize her, man. We saw it with Aisha Curry, how she felt about it. And I don't think it'd be abnormal for any woman who with that kind of man to be feeling the weight of, like, yeah, maybe you ain't that when he's around.
Yeah, you make some valid points. The only thing I think is that, like I said, the spotlight been on them for a minute now. Recognize that spotlight. You with one of the most famous people on the face of the planet. You're around these people. You have to start getting mentorship and guidance from these people to see how to deal with these type of situations, so you don't end up embarrassing your man and things of that nature. I like I said, all grounded answers, man, but these are still adults and they got brains, and I like the grounded answers in them. And people who listen to this and might be potential Heisman Trophy winners in the future, if y'all listen to this show right now, take some of this advice. Like I said, because it ain't no classes on this, but when you in that spotlight, when you in high level positions, man, it's a lot of things asked for you from you. And when you represent somebody in the high level position, you have to understand, hey, I'm representing that. Look at Savannah James, for example. You know what I mean? She's nothing but decorum, always representing her man. Same thing with Jay-Z and Beyonce, both of them. Of course, we've seen incidents from them in the past, but they always represent and they hold it down. Even the Papoose and the Remy's, you know, they're going through a lot of mess right now, but we seeing them hold each other down throughout the years. Now it's gotten to the point where it's gotten messy, but it's been at least 2 decades of them holding each other down and keeping their mess and their garbage and stuff behind the scenes. And they very public figures, you know what I mean? So, like I said, just use these as teachable moments. That's all I'm saying. I didn't like the optics of it at all. Y'all got anything else to add on that?
I would have said, among anything, she probably shouldn't have went, if I'm just being honest. Given the last circumstance and situation, she should have stayed at home, because I don't think it's nothing that she could have done to not get some negative light on herself. You know, I know she wanted to be there and support or whatever, but she really need to learn how to play the background. You know,
I
and
totally agree.
in this situation, and after the last way she responded to him, she should have said, hey, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stay home. I support you. I'm here for you. We're going to celebrate when you get back. But let me stay out the way so I don't bring no more negative attention. And then the other part is, man, we know Travis a warrior on the field. But, man, let's not act like, man, guys don't get soft when it comes to dealing with a woman, and it just cloud their judgment, man. And that's hard for a young man.
Yeah. Oh, they get super.
It's hard for some of these old men.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Because they get super soft.
Word.
Yeah, this is it's extremely hard. But man, in other news, Jamie Foxx was attacked at his birthday dinner. So we did all that talking about how good the Jamie Foxx special was. A lot of y'all didn't seem to like this Jamie Foxx special, and I couldn't disagree with you more. A lot of people said it wasn't funny. I don't know what y'all. I don't understand in our community, why we have this lack of emotions, like we can't understand when somebody that has lost their lives, has almost lost their life, coming back and celebrating it in the fashion that they want to celebrate it, or having a aha moment in that mix, or when your child is born, you getting emotional about it. We just act like we can't do none of that in our community, and it drives me crazy because I really felt this Jamie Foxx special. I thought it was brilliant. I thought everything that he did was emotionally. It stirred up my emotions. You know, I'm a girl dad. I got a daughter, so it stirred up my emotions heavily. And I really don't like the fact that in our community we act like we can't have any kind of, oh, you soft, man, you crying, this, that, and the third. That is so corny. Y'all are corny, and all y'all dudes out there that's trying to act like that, one day y'all gonna have the biggest emotional breakdown of y'all lives. But let me get off that soapbox, because the other day Jamie Foxx was attacked at his birthday dinner. He was celebrating his birthday at I forget the name of the restaurant, and somebody threw a glass and it hit him in the mouth, and he had to go get stitches. I just thought this was a shame, especially after his all the positive press he's been getting around his Netflix special, whether y'all liked it or not. And I just want to know, Lamar Tay, what were y'all optics on this thing? People were saying that it's connected to Diddy, which is nuts. But Tay, what was your thoughts on this, man?
First off, man, they saying everything Diddy did.
Yeah, right. And it sounds like it could be true too.
I got a flat tire the other day, man. I think Diddy had something to do with it.
Did he?
You know, man, I just think it's crazy celebrating his 57th birthday, and man, somebody throw a glass. I mean, I need to know more how that really broke out to really get a full opinion on it, man. I don't want to blame it on our community and say we had something to do with it, man. I need some details on who the culprit was.
So this happened at 10 p.m. Friday night at Mr Chows in Beverly Hills. Like, this ain't the hood. You know what I'm saying? Mr Chows is a popular restaurant, so you could attract some you could attract some people that street but got money. You know what I'm saying? So. But they said he yelled out something and then threw a glass. It was through something. Later on, it was found out it was a glass. But yeah, this ain't really a place for that. And Mr. Chows, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really a place for that. This ain't this ain't Chili's or Applebee's. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, bro. So it's kind of strange that this.
Shout out to our proud sponsors, Applebee's and Chili's.
Yeah, hey, low key, Chili's is kind of slapping nowadays. They done did rebrand. They done lowered their menu. Y'all might have to go visit. Chili's, man, because it's slapping nowadays. So hey,
Chili's, if you're listening,
hey, the Cash App on the screen, hit the Cash App, Chili's. I don't know if I'm running no ad. I don't know if I'm running no ads for y'all, but y'all can hit the Cash App. but anyway, yeah, Mr. Chows is where this happened at. Like, so yeah, like I said, somebody said it could have been a Diddy thug. I guess that's the rumors on the internet, which is just rumors, cock sources, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we work with people, man, who might do some things like that. So, you know, maybe they just didn't have their staff with them that day or something. Got a little bit out of hand. So, I mean, I just can't fully understand it. I can't imagine you fighting Jamie Foxx. It's just some people, I'm like, how you even get in that circumstance where you decide that day I need to throw this glass at Jamie Foxx after he just had a stroke? Like, yeah, it's hard to really even give a real take on it. It just sounds so ridiculous. That was it some warring factions there with his people and their people, where they actually targeting Jamie Foxx? Any number of things there. So I'm not really sure.
I just want to know who out here throwing glasses at 60-year-old men. Fuck you, old nigga. Just throw
hit them in the mouth too, so they can throw good. They can throw good. Hit them right in the mouth too.
Hey, dog, the only thing I know who did that is B.T.A.N. That's Marlon Wayne's son. I posted a little bit of the skit after this.
My name is BT, which is short for B.T.A.N., which is short for bottle throwing ass.
Bottle throwing ass.
It's an acronym. Any bottle and or piece of ice that's ever been thrown at any performer ever at a concert has been thrown by me. Yours truly. I threw that shit.
Really? Why?
Because that shit is hilarious. And I'm a hater.
You're the only person I know that would do something like that. But man, yeah, that's that news. But in some more, I don't know if you want to look at this as positive news, if you want to look at it as negative. But in some more news, Jay-Z's accuser of this essay that just happened acknowledges that she has some inconsistencies in her statement. Bernie, if you want to go ahead and take some of that away, I know you got the article pulled up.
Yeah, so pretty much she was lying. They was lying. He was lying. A bunch of people on her side was lying. One of the things that jumped out at me was, um, I'm not a girl dad, right? But I'm still a dad. And at the end of the day, there's some stuff that's so egregious in nature. I don't care if it was 30 years. You just don't forget that type of stuff. And so one of the statements, um, from the dad was, allegedly her dad came and picked her up, which research shows if he came and picked her up, she was 5 hours away, right? Which is just loony. And he didn't remember the car ride. So it's just he didn't call the police. It was just all these things that just don't make sense that really just turned me off. And I'm glad that he picked the right one. They picked the right one, because if Jay-Z is to who we believe he is, then this won't happen as frequent, because every once in a while you got to show people you got the right one. And I think he gonna take that attorney and that law firm up and through there, and rightfully so. It's like, you a girl dad. You ain't gonna ever forget that.
Never.
And I'm not letting that slide. Hey,
Never.
I don't care about death. I don't care about nobody believing me. You ain't letting that slide. I don't care if you from the suburb or the gutter. You're not letting that slide. On top of, you don't remember what you said to her or the car ride when you picked her up. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Man, the real extreme sickening part for me is that the damage to Jay-Z's reputation is already done. Every time something comes out, people tweeting something that might look sketchy out, a lyric that Jay-Z said, a time that he might have been somewhere he shouldn't have been, and it's really, really disgusting, and it's exhausting, man. I hate to see good people, quote unquote, because I don't know Jay-Z personally, but you know, the things that I've seen from him has pretty much been positive. So, you know, I hate to see him go up and through it that way. You know what I mean?
And I agree. And let me add this too, because it's just now I think it's the time to say it. But it's a community, our people thing, which is just so disheartening and really embarrassing, because it go back to the Jamie Foxx thing. And I saw people that really didn't like it because he titled it was a comedy, and they was like, this wasn't a comedy. And it's like, I'm like, oh, y'all professional semantics arguers. Like, y'all really want to argue the semantics? Like, I understand it wasn't a comedy per se, but it gave us everything. I did laugh. There's some comedies where they tell the jokes the whole time. That's not that funny, but he still gave us all these layers of who he was, and people still found a way to just not appreciate the art form of it, right? And so now with Jay-Z, people are looking desperately to find something because they want to knock him off this high horse. You know, what's the lyric where he says, hey, you can die and be the hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain? We really are in those times. We really are in those times. The truth is putting his shoes on while the lie is around the block and down the street. And we keep doing this to each other, and it's just sad. Where there's facts, let there be facts. We don't gotta lie for people and ignore and deny and all that. But most of the times, man, we just looking for somebody that we can knock down, because the majority of society isn't happy with themselves or their conditions.
Yeah. I really hate it, man. That's that crabs in the barrel hater mentality. I don't understand, why we have such an issue with people winning. I don't mind watching people win, fam. Like, it lets me know that things can be done. When I see somebody operating at their highest level, whether it's basketball, whether it's rapping, whether you performing at the Super Bowl, whatever, it's inspiring. It's letting me know that, hey, you probably not working as hard as you should be, as you could, or that, hey, that level of greatness can be achieved. You know what I mean? Whenever I see a player go out there and drop 50 and 60, I'm in awe, like, wow, because I know what that feels like when as a hooper, like when that basket opens up and you just can't miss. You know what I mean? And even as a creative, it's when I get in the zone with doing this, when I'm editing, when I open up Final Cut Pro, and I'm just like, man, I'm grooving, and I also know what it feels like to be stuck in the mud. But all that operating at a higher level is inspiring to me. You know what I mean? And it's just sad that this is where we are. But I know it's the nature of us as people. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And as long as you have players, you always gonna have haters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just what it's gonna be. It's so easy. Even when I talk about sports or stuff too, it's like I throw them rope because at the end of the day, when I'm talking about coaches, when I'm talking about referees, when I'm talking about players, it's so easy to sit on the side and say what somebody should have did. But I think one place that we all should be able to meet is that, hey, people in that position, I should assume that your intention was to get it right, even if you really did get it wrong, right? Because there's some decorum that we have as professionals that you would think winning or getting it right, or however you want to verb that out, you would think that's the commonality of it. So even myself, I catch myself saying, hey, yeah, that may be wrong, but to speak to people's intentions, that's lazy. That's too easy. That's too easy to say, oh, Rome should have did this if he producing. And you like, hey, I know I could have did that, but I did this because I just thought it sounded good. And for somebody to say, because they don't think it sound good, act like, oh, you should have did that. So it's one of those things, man, where we have to be careful to blur that line between, a critique and just flat out hate.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I welcome it because I'm like, man, listen, I'm in the game. I'm playing the game. Y'all not playing the game. Y'all observing. So y'all can critique me all y'all want to, but I'm still putting up points. You know what I mean? Y'all just on the sideline. Like, don't judge a player from the bleachers. Not at all. Tay, you got any thoughts on this Jay-Z article and these inconsistencies in this accuser statements?
Yeah, I think there's an epidemic in our community that we feel like everybody who wins has to get it from nefarious purposes, and we kind of hate the winners. If somebody's getting something good, then we feel like, man, they had to do something corrupt or evil or something on the backside. That's why they in the position they in. And I don't know why we feel that way so much about the people near the top. I don't care if it's a preacher, if it's a musician, if it's an athlete, if it's something, we almost celebrate their downfall. And this situation is no different. I think we just need to figure out, like, how do we come back from that? Let's celebrate the people who found a way to get to the top. Now we find out that they did something that is wrong. Yeah, let's acknowledge it. But it's almost like we happy to see that. And this situation, man, is just disheartening because you want young women who actually have experienced something egregious like that to be able to speak up. But these are the things that add to that side eye, to say, like, yeah, no, I don't know if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you right away.
Yeah.
And now you might really be hurt, really experiencing pain, and now I can't acknowledge that.
And this is how you get people being cynical and victim blaming. And as disgusting as that is, it's just the fact that we know that women and men lie. So you get people who come out and they like, oh, I don't believe that. Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC. Like you get that type of stuff all the time because
R. Kelly was finna buy Nabisco.
Nabisco. but for real, like, you get this kind of stuff because of these type of situations. I can't say, oh, well, you should have waited this time. None of that stuff. But it's the inconsistency, the lies, and it's coming out slowly but surely. Like, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna get thrown out at some point because we're gonna see that it's all BS. And like I said, it still ain't came into a criminal prosecution yet. I'm pretty sure if you had this slam dunk case, it would have been that from the jump. So now you gotta play like you have all the evidence and you have all the support and the witnesses, whatnot, saying that they seen Jay-Z doing this nefarious act. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, man. But hopefully we can come to some resolution. Hopefully this can get passed sooner than later. I did know the NFL said they wasn't dropping Jay-Z's partnership. I don't know what other sponsors or anything that this might have cost him. I hope not much. But like I said, at the end of the day, if some more facts come out and it's actually been true, then go ahead. Like I ain't that much of a Jay-Z supporter where I'm like, no, he should, if he did some crazy shit or crazy stuff, he should he shouldn't be admonished for it. But no, go ahead and do what y'all need to do. Throw him under the jail if these acts is true. But in my heart of hearts, I don't feel like it's true, and I don't think the lawyer feels like it's true either, because it's, like I said, to Jay-Z's point in that open letter, it would be a criminal case.
Yeah,
This is the second time.
Yeah, I don't think none of them believe it's true, because the NFL or anybody else, they'll show you.
Right. And
Wickhead.
Yeah, and when I've seen like bigger news outlets like CNN and whatnot reporting on this stuff, they were talking as if it wasn't true. They wasn't so matter of fact. And back in '92, like they wasn't just piling up accusations on them. They was acting like it wasn't true, but without saying it. You know what I mean? The way they was reporting on it, they was kind of tiptoeing over the subject. Like, and then they even normally when this type of stuff come out, especially if it's a black man, they immediately go on the attack. They even gave him some grace by reading his letter on air. I'm like, hold on, this is a new playbook right here. What's going on? This ain't the normal. A black man did something wrong. Let's destroy him playbook. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting to see. And I know Hov got a lot of partnerships and friendships and whatnot. But I think if it was something to this, it would be a little bit different in the media.
Yeah,
I think this is the second time in this week that somebody has come out and admitted that their stories were inconsistent or weren't true. Because that Crystal Magnum, who accused the Duke lacrosse players, she also just came out and said she lied on those 3 young men that whole time too. And that happened almost 18 years ago. It ruined their lives, their families' lives, got that Duke lacrosse coach fired. Like, a lot of people lost their lives in or lost their livelihood due to that situation. So, man, I think this just makes it hard, for women coming forward to be able to acknowledge that, because we need a way to get recourse on the people who are telling a false narrative. And there is no way to really, that I know of that can be handled. But with this Jay-Z thing, with those 3 young men, their damage was already done. And fortunately, Jay-Z has the resources and the relationships and things to go ahead and get the right investigations done and things handled on his defense. But we saw on that backside with those guys, they didn't have that. So, man, it's just a dangerous game that people are playing right now. And in the court of public opinion, we just can't be so quick to automatically believe the nonsense right out the gate. We got to figure out what's true and wait for the facts.
That part. And then also, when you're talking about somebody else coming out too, we gotta forgive Jonathan Major. His ex-girlfriend dropped all them charges. You know what I mean? This is the problem with these type of stories, man. It's like we want to believe the victim. We want to believe the stories. Everybody jumped on cancel Jonathan Major, right? That man lost his whole entire career over a spat with his drunk ex-girlfriend, where we didn't, like, all we seen for the most part was him running from her. And he still lost everything. But this is a very, very teachable moment too, because I said it before on this show. Jonathan Major, the biggest, his lawyers, his defense team, the biggest mistake they made was saying that he never put a hand on her. When it comes to self-defense, you 100% have a right to self-defense. It don't matter man or woman. So keep that in mind when something happens of this nature and y'all are got your back against the wall and you were saying, no, I didn't do nothing, because we was all taught not to put our hand on a woman. But yeah, when it comes to self-defense, you have 100% have a right to defend yourself. So, but yeah, now, like I said, but Jonathan Majors,
equal rights, equal less.
Right. Equal right. Bruh,
Huge.
come on now.
Huge.
Tay, I was trying to talk about something serious, Tay. Equal rights, equal.
Hey, let me. I
His
want to
name-
add on to that too. I was just gonna say.
Hold on, wait before you go on. Let me give the people his Instagram. It is at CEO Tay. Because y'all not
Light
coming
them
out-
up, boys and
light 'em up.
girls.
But go ahead, Burner. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, with all these topics, man, and all these things going on in the world, we always end up back to one thing that's just not being addressed, and the psyche of society is very low, and it's fragile, and it's. I remember saying or hearing someone say years ago that belief is not synonymous with the truth, meaning you can believe a lie wholeheartedly. And I think we seeing that so often because for one, people lack critical thinking. They don't understand that their opinions are tied to personal perspective, and people like to be deceived. We naturally like um I don't even know the word for it, but we naturally like what do they call it now? Conspiracies. We naturally like that stuff where if you said it's black, oh no, hold on, it can't be black because it's just too easy that you say that. And I think that just speaks to society's mental health, man. It's sad. But I'm sure it won't be the last time. It'll be more big cases that are going to pop up that we're going to see. And then we'll ultimately have to wait to see because we don't know these people. But it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, extremely. Lamar, I'm gonna start doing a weekly segment with you where it's gonna be wisdom with Burner.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you. I'm just gonna give
I
you.
appreciate that.
I'm gonna give you a 2-minute monologue, 3-minute monologue, or however much you want for you to get your junk off, man. Because you be on here with the like you be talking about Tay sounding like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You be on here preaching.
I was trying to be nice.
And
With my wig.
And we are, and we back. We big back. We had to take a brief intermission, having some technical issues over here. But we gonna get them wrapped up though. But but that was pretty much it. We just wanted to touch base on this Jay-Z situation. And on that note, man, I don't have too much to offer, but we still doing our coat drive. As you can see, we got where is it? Right. Is it? I don't know how to. There it is, right there, right here. You see that? That's my Cash App. So if you like what we're doing over here and you want to support us and the kids for the winter, hit that Cash App because we still doing that. Burner, Tay, y'all got anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, I do. I just want to remind people going into 2025 the importance of sowing seeds. We get on here and we make jokes and all of that, but some of you will have not because you give not. So if it's not us, to anybody in your community, in your family, if you want to receive, the cheat code is to give. So consider us. Consider anybody who is in your circle of trust or love. Anybody in your circle of influence, consider them. But like and subscribe, donate to us, sow a seed, guys, reap a harvest.
and even if it's just the non-monetary support, make sure y'all click the link. Y'all watch these videos. Is all that passive interaction with our stuff helps us grow at Unlabeled. But we encouraging that, but we also encouraging $50.
Hey, I saw a lot of you guys posting, got them with those University Blue or Legend Blue Jordan 11s, and you didn't need them. So I'm calling all my prayer warriors. I'm calling all my I don't know, all of you. $50. $50.
That's
Go ahead and send it through.
Right. That's our price. And happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. So y'all should all be in the spirit of giving. So make sure that y'all give. Whatever you celebrate.
The law of reaping and sowing. Look it up. I can't make this up.
I'm trying not to cough.
Hey, it's better to give than to receive. We willing to be on the lesser end of that, people. We willing to be on the lesser end.
Yes,
I can't stand y'all.
I agree.
But anyway, yeah, if y'all like what we do here, man, please show y'all support. Don't forget, this is a podcast. We not only on YouTube, y'all can watch us. We appreciate y'all watching us here too, but also go hit them streams on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We there. With the exception of YouTube, because we already here on YouTube and we're not doing the podcast on YouTube because that's just stupid. I'm not doing double the work, and I like to play music on my show, and sometimes YouTube they like to hit us with the copyright strike. So I ain't trying to do that, man. I ain't trying to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna bring the music back too, y'all. Some for the listeners who enjoy that segment of the show, the intros. I'll bring the music back, and I will start posting playlists again in the description of this podcast. If you over the hill, and you trying to figure out, I don't like little Money Shot and Lil Pooh Shiesty and all that type of stuff. I curate playlists for older people, so I try to do my best to curate some of the artists that I think y'all would enjoy. If you don't enjoy them, that's cool. Fast forward, but hopefully you'll find some people that you'll like. I like to curate that for my friends and family, and the listeners of the show. Y'all are our friends and family, so y'all will get those starting next week again, the playlist or whatnot. So make sure y'all tap in. Let me know what y'all think. And on that note, we out. Peace. No peace from y'all?
They gonna have to hit that cash out before I get the 10 piece.
Before I get the 10 piece? He's gonna give me a piece of that money. Give me a piece of that paper.
They gonna have to give a little bit to get a little bit.
All right, man, I'm out.